Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you a dashboard that I dubbed Best Dashboard. And the reason I think it's the best dashboard, not because visually it's the best dashboard, but it really should enable you to build your own dashboard. And you can see how easy and simple it is to do with just a few simple modifications and using some pivot tables and slicers. You really can design your own little dashboard that will be very, very useful for you and help you emphasize what it is that you want to show everyone. And as you can see, I have here 5 different charts and I have 2 slicers. I just want to show you in the beginning how this acts very nicely and then exactly how to do it. So I can go ahead and select the Northeast, and you see my map shows me the Northeast states. These 2 charts show me just the data for those states, and these gauge charts change. So I can just go between the different regions. You see everything changes over here. I can even select a division within the region, so that the number of states changes even more. And this is just the concept. The concept is that you build something in the back end, you use slicers, and everything changes according to the slicers. You connect everything to those slicers. So it's a very nice way of visualizing data and doing so. So without further ado, let's take a deep dive on how it's done. First, start off with the data. So you need to build the data in a way that you can use it for pivot tables. That's the key to success here. And I pulled a lot of data here from Wikipedia for the U.S. states, like population and number of reps, and I built some matrix like population density. I put I just dummy data of population trend. Then I found the tax revenue, and I built another KPI, which is the tax revenue per population. So this is my playing ground. This is what I'm using to building everything. Um, I pulled the regions data for each state because I saw this could help me emphasize the power of the slicers. But again, when you build your data, you can have a slicer for anything here. So if you're working on, let's say, sales data, so you could have a slicer based on the sales rep, the department, the country, whatever. Everything could be a slicer. Everything could be sliced the way you want to show the information. And lastly is the pivots sheet. So I highly recommend that you always have one sheet with your data, one sheet with pivots, and one sheet which is what you use and show everyone is the dashboard itself. So all of these charts are connected essentially to this sheet, the pivot sheets. So let's start off with the map. So the map chart unfortunately cannot be connected to a pivot table. So what I did, I created this table, and you see there's a formula, a very simple formula, that is basically taking the information from here. Okay, so whatever will be shown in this pivot table, which is connected to the slicers, will impact this table. And the formula is very simple. If you want to, whenever you want to get information from a live pivot table, all you got to do is click on equal, click on the specific cell you want to reference, click enter, and then just change whatever text you have to the cell value. So in this case, I'm deleting California, putting in Alabama, and I get 4903. Okay, And usually I like to use a if error, because sometimes whatever you did with the pivot table now that doesn't exist, and that makes it, for example, let me just show you quickly. If I change to Midwest, you got a lot of zeros. If I don't have the if error, it's just going to give me a ref. Okay, and that sometimes it hurts the value and the charts. I just like to keep it nice and clean, so I do that. So that's my recommendation to you. Now, once I have that set up, it's very simple. I just select that table, go to Insert, go to Maps. You have Filled Map. It's a very simple map. That's all you need to do. You can change it. You can change the chart. I usually, this it didn't work, so I had to manually, but I usually like to use a dynamic chart name. But anyway, this is exactly what I have over here. I just changed the colors, gave it a chart title. That's just about it. I didn't want to add labels because it just messes up the view. These two are just charts that are based on the pivot table, pivots. So I have here a simple pivot table with state and two values, population and tax revenue. And I wanted to use two and just build a combo chart. So in case you need a refresher on that, you go to Insert, Recommended, Combo, and you can just, I like to use line with markers when I have two different, two extremely different, let's say, values. Here it's in millions, here it's in dollars. So I like to hide all the field buttons here. Okay, if you missed that, a lot of options, pivot options, so I hide them usually. I'm a legend bottom kind of person. Okay, and what I usually like to do, I like to go over here to format. Wait a second. Format data series, and you see over here you have the line and marker option. So I like to go to the line option and just remove the line, and that way I have a circle, or you can change that if you want to a different format. You have a few options you can use built-in and change that to a picture that you have, or cross, or say a triangle, whatever you want. You can change also the size, though I don't recommend it because, as you can see, it's just going to override the columns. So this is like a combo chart I built over here. And the last one is over here. It's more of a trend chart. I wanted to show, it's hard to see when everything is selected, but if we select a certain, let's say, there you go. So you can see very nicely the trend. So this is like, imagine you have one chart showing you the trend, one nice visual that shows you sort of a heat map, and another one for your other KPIs. So that's also very simple. It's just a simple clustered column. Okay. Again, hiding the values and legend, fixing that. So this is just, again, a simple pivot table, state as a row, and the trend, the years of the trend. The last part is these two gauge charts. So I'm adding here a link right on top if you really want to see how to build that, because it's a little bit complicated. I don't want to use your time here just on the gauge charts, but here's where I set up everything, and basically you can see the only pivot table here is this one, which is the value, and I'm just referencing it over here, and the same for that value of population to reps, and everything else is constant. Doesn't change when you change the pivot table. But that's how, even with a non-pivot chart, I'm able to connect everything. So whenever I change something, all of these will be changed accordingly. So if you stayed till this point, which I hope you did, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please leave a comment, share it. Might even want to subscribe because I'm posting Excel tips and helps and things that I do um, on a weekly basis. So hope to see you next time. Bye bye.